Good morning, guys. We have an epic day planned. We have rented a car and we are exploring some of the best things that you can see outside of Salzburg. But first, let's flash back to about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, to when we headed to pick up our beautiful little Skoda, or Skodar, whatever these cars are called. Let's go back in time.
They gave us an upgrade to an automatic vehicle. If you've ever been to Europe, you know that's a massive deal because a lot more cars are manual here than in the States.
It feels kind of crazy to have a car. The last time we had a car, we were in Segovia and we were just driving around. It was a wild time. We were talking to Chris, our guy at Davis, and he was saying that like some of the best views and some of the best things you can do are outside of Salzburg. So we're gonna do those today. We have a few things planned that are just bucket list items for us, but I'm so excited because the leaves are changing and the fall colors are really peak season right now, and even the mountains are a little bit snow-capped, so these views could be very, very epic. I also think both of us are kind of running on adrenaline right now because we're so excited. So we're gonna find some coffee along the way. No idea when that will be, but don't you fret. We will get coffee today. We are not straying from that consistency in our vlogs. Coffee will be obtained. Obtained? Yes?
Obtained.
Obtained. All right, obtained.
It works. We've been here for 48 hours and we're still working very hard on trying to figure out the answer to the question, how do you solve a problem like Maria? You know, how do you catch a cloud and pin it down? That's what we're after today, is we're trying to figure out how to solve a problem like Maria, and B, how to catch a cloud and pin it down.
He did not come up with this joke until we watched the movie, and now I kind of regret suggesting that we watch the movie before we filmed yesterday, because that joke has, for me, I am not finding it funny anymore. But I hope you found it funny, because it was probably the first time you've heard it. It's not the first time I've heard it. There's a blue river! Jay! Where are we going?
We are actually in Germany now, so.
What? What?
Yes, we are in Deutschland.
Oh my gosh, this river, guys. I don't know. I'm trying to talk. Okay. We talked a little bit about the border crossing situation once you get into the Schengen in one of our Flixbus videos, and it still shocks us that you can really just kind of bounce around once you get checked into the Schengen. So if you have questions about that, get in the comments below and let us know. It really confused us at first, and now I'm gonna stop talking because these views are too good. These are too good! I'm screaming. I might cry a little bit.
The first stop is a place that I knew Hannah would lose it if we visited. It's called Julie's Meadow. It's from The Sound of Music, the opening scene where the helicopter flies over and it's like her frolicking through the field with the massive mountains in the background. This isn't really a huge tourist attraction. A lot of it is on private property, so if you come here, be very respectful of the people that own the land, but nonetheless, there's a little park off right here that we pulled off into, and it's definitely worth the, 10, 20 minute detour from our next stop. So next stop, we are heading to a place called Ober Salzburg, and also a little town next to it that starts with a B that honestly I would need to look and sound out in order to spell it, but we'll put it down at the bottom right here. And that is where the Eagle's Nest is, which was one of Hitler's mountaintop bases that he and his high-ranking generals used to meet at. Okay, so a bit of an update. We were going to go up to the Eagle's Nest. As I mentioned, it was one of Hitler's hilltop bases when he was in power. And unfortunately, we got over there. We paid for parking right out here, which was €5. And then you have to take a bus, which takes you to an elevator, which takes you up. To get round trip, it is €28 each. It honestly would have taken a lot more of our day than we planned. We thought we'd just be able to park and then hop on the elevator, go up, maybe have lunch up there. but unfortunately that doesn't even include lunch, and we would have spent almost 60 euros. So we honestly can't swing that. From a time perspective and from a financial perspective, it just didn't make sense. So instead, we came to this restaurant, and it offers unbelievable views of the mountains to our left. There's like nobody here right now, and we still haven't gotten coffee.
All right, we are ready to make the trek to our next stop. It's gonna be about an hour and a half drive, but the drive is gonna be beautiful, and just come on a road trip with us.
And we still, make no mistake, we're still trying to figure out how to solve a problem like Maria. That's still a question, how to catch a cloud and pin it down. You know, we're gonna do what we can.
I hope you guys are still laughing.
They probably aren't. We are at Hallstatt, and there are really 3 ways to come here. One, you can take a bus. From Salzburg, there are a couple different lines. It's kind of long. It's like a 2.5-hour bus ride, but it's the most affordable option from what I've read online. And the bus stop is, I think, right here. Number 2, you can take a train and then subsequently a ferry. So you can take the train from Salzburg to the stop across the lake, and then you can take the ferry back across the lake. And then the third is to rent a car like what we did, drive down here, and get a parking spot. In my opinion, it's the easiest. We only paid $60 for the day for our rental car through Avis. By booking it from the airport, they had a bunch of inventory. So if you're coming, I recommend renting a car as long as it's within your budget. What do you think, Hannah?
This is a 10 out of 10. It's with all the colors too of them, just like, oh. That boat is not the ferry that you take when you take the train and then you have to take the ferry over. That boat is not the ferry. There's an actual ferry.
Are we sure? Pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Have fun taking the car home. I'll stay right here.
This is definitely top 5 most beautiful places we've been to in Europe thus far. It's unbelievable. If you're just wanting to come and see Hallstatt like we have, then a day trip's totally fine. But if you want to spend some time here, there's a ton of things to do. Obviously, there's the parish church that we went to earlier. There's also cruises around Lake Hallstatt, or Hallstatt Lake. I think that's the name of the lake. There's also a really cool salt mine place here because the heart of Hallstatt was like a salt mine back in the day. But I wanted to give you more of detail of what Hallstatt's about and what makes Hallstatt what it is. We didn't really have a script or anything planned for today, as you've clearly noticed. But we wanted to show you more of this region because it is hands down one of the most beautiful places we've ever been to. We couldn't recommend it enough, but we also hear great things about Prague. We're headed there next.
Really early tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but either way, we're gonna go, we're gonna show you Prague, and we will catch you in a couple days.
I love today. Today is amazing.